For the reflection in the glasses, it was a bit of a, it's actually still a bit of a mystery. So here I have a HDRI. What I did was I just put the HDRI on on a, on like a plane. So if you go image and then images plane, and then it'll bring up your images, and then wherever you saved your, it doesn't have to be an HDRI. You could just go outside and take a picture of anything. But I just figured I would use that because I already have it. And then what I did was I parented the camera. So you can parent your camera to anything. You could, I just to make it quick, I parented it to the center of the glasses, but it just was not working, and it really does get confusing. So what I like to do is bring in an empty, which I have an empty sphere here. And then if you go Shift A empty, I like to do the sphere or the cube. The plane is just really easy to lose. So if you bring that in, and then I just brought it down. I never scale it. I just size it down like that. And so then with the sphere, I added some keyframes here. So I just go insert keyframe, location, rotation, and then I went here, and then I rotated it a little bit, and then set that, and then copied the beginning, and then you can change it up a little bit in the, like in the middle here. I changed it up just a little bit, but then keep them spaced out so it doesn't look too jittery, because I did one test run on my Twitter X, and it doesn't look that great. So I spaced them out a bit. And then is that pretty? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the easy. I've tried so many different methods of animating the camera. I love this. It's just so simple. And then the main thing, how you asked how did I change the reflection? I actually didn't want to. I wanted the reflection to always have the mountains in the background. And usually it works without this, because technically the HDRI is supposed to show up because the world circles the object. But because this glass is a little bit, it's a little bit foggy, and then I kind of liked that. It just wasn't, I just needed something close up. That's probably not even technically right, but that's just how it worked for me. And then I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why it's not showing up in both, but I was like, I kind of like it. And when it changes directions, it just kept changing. So then what I did was I had to take this thing, and then I had to move it here. So if I delete these keyframes, it's gone. And I was like, what? So then I found that if I don't know why, if it's parented, but anyways, sometimes you just can't question Blender. You just have to go with it. So then what I ended up doing was moved it closer and then keyframed it again. But in my opinion, it looks a little weird because you can see it jump, right? Like you can see the reflection, how it moves, which is, but whatever. And then, yeah, so that's that part. And then the final part, the main part that I noticed was, why is this beautiful color not showing up in the colored lenses? Because I wanted to have them like a really like greeny, steampunky kind of a, like a very saturated green, and it just was not showing up. And I thought that it just wasn't showing up, but it is showing up. You can see it. It's all green. So what I did was I took the glass and I kept that green, and then I started it with clear. I hope this is making sense. I started it with like a clear glass color. So in the shade editor, I can't get there. That's the annoying thing with this thing. It blocks everything. So one, and you want to click on the IOR, and that won't work. You have to click on whatever the color is, and then you click, go here. You see these little keyframes here? So you click hover and then click I, and that'll set a keyframe. And then I'm just, because I don't want to ruin it, I'm just going to delete that. And then what you want to do is you want to click somewhere else, and then you want to change your, if you want to change your color to whatever. Oh, that's actually kind of nice. Let's try not to get distracted here. Oh, the pink is nice too. And then you want to click I there. But I know that's not really what you were asking. You were asking how did the lens, the image change, not the actual color. But I found that changing the color helped because then you can see the beautiful color of the sunset, and then you can see the actual color of the lens. So it's like you get everything, all of it, everything that you want in one. But to keep things a little easier, I would just, you could just leave it white the whole time, and then you'll have the color of your sunset. But yeah, basically, I think an easier way to answer your question, I'm sorry it took so long to get here, would be to just move your location of your image when you set it. So if you move that, but keep it gradual, you can move it up a little. You could rotate it. I see now that I had to do this kind of hack. You can only move it so far, which is why I kept it parented. But yeah, if you have any other questions, let me know. I hope that was sort of clear, and I hope that the translation works.